This is Ziggy. Ziggy Stardust. She's our big girl. Where you going? Yeah, you burn a little bit, aren't you? All right, David Hume's argument regarding miracles. It's kind of a funny one. We'll do another video where we're critical of it, but I'm not going to be too critical of it. I think this is a powerful argument. Long and short of it is always more reasonable to believe that the testimony is false than that the miraculous has occurred. Now, I say this is an argument regarding miracles, right? Not an argument against miracles. Because this isn't an argument saying that miracles are impossible. I mean, not really. But it's an argument saying that testimony regarding miracles is always, there's a little caveat, but pretty much always, practically always, insufficient for giving you reason to believe the miracle. Now, the way he does this, maybe it's cheating a little bit, careful definitions, okay? So, first, what do we mean by a miracle? It's not just anything done by the direct power of God. That's not going to work. You know, say you get in a bad car accident or something, right? And everyone's okay. And it looked real bad, but still, everyone's okay. Is it a miracle? Well, I mean, if by miracle we mean something done by the direct power of God, we will never know. So, what do we mean by miracles? What kind of miracles could provide evidence for the existence of God, or the evidence of the supernatural, for instance? So, miracles for Hume are going to be just any violation of the laws of nature. Laws of nature. What's a law of nature? Especially if you're someone like Hume, right? Hume's saying, hey, there's two kinds of things. There's the matters of fact and the relations of ideas. And that's all there's going to be. And relations of ideas we learn through deductive reasoning, and they're kind of vapid. And matters of fact are actually about the world, but we only know them through the senses. What about a law of nature? Where would a law of nature fit into this for Hume? This is where Hume needs to do his reductionism, right? So laws of nature aren't something that we can know by experience. We need to reduce it down to something experienceable. So we're not going to be able to know about laws of nature out there, but we can know about laws of nature in here. We know about laws of nature in here. Oh, this kind of sounds funny. We know about laws of nature in here because by law of nature, Hume says, we just mean any uniform experience of the way the world is. Right? So, whenever I crack an egg over a source of heat, right, that liquid egg turns solid. Every time it happens. Every time I try it. Right? This element of my experience is uniform. When I drop a die, I don't have a die. Okay. When I drop Poppy, you know, maybe she'll fall on her back, maybe she'll fall on her head, maybe she'll fall on her front, maybe she'll land on her feet. That element of the world is not uniform, but that she goes down and not up is uniform, right? If I released Poppy and she started floating up, that would be a violation of the law of nature, right? So laws of nature are the uniform aspects of your experience of the world. The world's always like that. 100%. Look, it's the 100% expectation of the future based on your 100% experience of the world being that way. All right, so since whenever I drop something, it falls, right, I have a perfect expectation that the next time I drop something, it'll fall. Okay, so the argument about miracles, it's always more probable, it's always more reasonable to believe that the testimony is false than that the miracle has occurred. After all, by definition now, you have no experience of miracle happening. By definition, if you do have firsthand experience of a miracle happening, that might be different. We'll have to talk about that later. There are criticisms we could make of this argument, sure. But charitably first, right? So, you have, by definition, no experience of a miracle happening. Now you hear some testimony. My buddy Kyle in high school telling me, oh, let's go to this church a couple hours away, their revival. There's gold dust falling from the fingers of the preacher. I didn't have to be like, oh, but wait, is there really? Do I have any experience of fingers producing gold dust? None at all. Do I have experience of people being wrong? Not malicious? I mean, actually I have both, right? The testimony is false, is what I should believe, Hume says. Sorry, Kyle, that's a real story. The testimony is false is the reasonable thing to believe, because while you have no experience of the gold dust producing, fingers producing gold dust, you have experience of people being wrong, both maliciously and innocently, right? People hearing wrong, people believing wrong, people trying to deceive you, people being deceived by others, right? We've got lots of experience of testimony being false and no experience of the miraculous thing happening. All right. Let's sit with that for a little bit, and then let's look at criticisms of this argument or qualifications of this argument. If you want to get us started in the comments, go ahead and get us started in the comments.